All right, let's get some analysis then on what is likely to feature in the president's speech. We are now joined via Zoom by political analyst Magic Nkwashu. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on SABC News.
Good afternoon, Flo, and also to the viewers.
All right, so let's start here. I mean, we know that the country's energy crisis is set to feature quite prominently in the president's address tomorrow. Firstly, what's more to be said around this crisis that, we haven't already heard? But also on the back of that, and secondly, what are your general expectations when it comes to tomorrow's SONA address?
I think it's more the specifics in terms of when are we going to see load shedding being dealt with, what are the time frames, because we know that coming to this SONA, there has been so many summits and even engagements around the issue of how electricity situation or the energy mix can be dealt with in order to address the economic challenges that are facing the country and also businesses. But generally, what we expect the president to say is the same thing, same old of how the cabinet is going to plan ahead, especially now that we are faced with a cabinet reshuffle. Just to be specific on how we are going to, as a country, return to reality, and how the country can get back to the realities and ensure that the economy is uplifted.
Yeah, on the back of all of this, we've been hearing murmurs around the issue of a possible cabinet reshuffle. Nothing solid has been said at this time, but we're certainly taking a look at what is going on. For example, we saw the swearing in of new MPs this week. Are you expecting big changes, and what are those changes that you would be expecting when it comes to this possible cabinet reshuffle?
I think this is the term which the president needs to be decisive in terms of how he does. He's got the second term, and he needs to have a mixture of the young and the old in order to be able to implement the government programs which have been lacking. We know that the service delivery has been a challenge. We continue to have the inequalities happening across the country. The issue of high unemployment is it's an issue that is even affecting the youth, even people with disabilities. We remain seeing poverty ravaging our people all over the country. So we need to see cabinet ministers that are appointed, a trimmed cabinet that can actually be effective and efficient in addressing the challenges that are facing people in general.
Yeah. Let's go back to talking about, the State of the Nation address itself and the day tomorrow. We've, ahead of the State of the Nation address, heard from the EFF that, they won't allow the president to speak. What do you make of this? I think last week, the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, made a statement saying something like the EFF thrives on chaos, and that would essentially be what this is. What do you make of that particular threat or promise?
EFF has actually responded by indicating that they are making government to be accountable in terms of their action. It's just unfortunate that our parliament has degenerated in terms of how issues are dealt with in parliament. We need to remember that even the NFP has actually threatened that they will also have some activities to disrupt how Parliament is going. The president is coming into this SONA with a cloud hanging over his head. We know the issue of Pala Pala, it's still an issue, which makes both the EFF and the NFP indicating that they will disrupt the SONA. So it is expected, but the Parliament as well have indicated that they are ready. They know that these are the gimmicks that are always happening. So we expect some disruptions in the first hour or two before the president can even give his address. But we can never predict how the EFF is going to implement their disruption.
All right. Thanks very much for that and for weighing in for us this afternoon, Mr. Magic Nkwashu, who is a political analyst, of course, weighing in on tomorrow's State of the Nation address. And we've certainly heard a lot around the State of the Nation address, and we'll certainly keep you updated with that.